Hello, everybody. It is a lovely Thursday. No, not Thursday. It's Sunday. Why do I think it was Thursday? It's Sunday. Sunday of the Shadowverse. Hello, Caden. Lovely to see you as always. Hello to anyone else lurking about. Well, I'm not gonna. But yeah, this is a lovely. I think I should probably maybe cut down on talking so much because I've been 3 streams in a row is a bit. I don't know, it wasn't too bad really. I think I've just been not taking care of myself. I did my warm-ups, I've got my tea, should be fine. I've got some lozenges as in case of backup. But yes, I hope everyone's had a lovely Sunday. I successfully did not spend most of it asleep. I mostly spent it, no, not every day is Thursday. Thursday is, I was trying to make a joke about Thursdays, but I don't have any witty thing about Thursday in particular. And no, I've had just a fairly relaxed and chill Sunday. Very chill because it's bloody freezing down here. Not very, turns out fiber optic cables, not very warm at all. Spacious, but cold. But other than that, not much going on since I last, streamed, because that was only yesterday. Because I was streaming with you, Caden. It never snows. Never snows in the UK. Well, I mean, it does snow in the UK, but it's very, very faint and it never sticks around. If you ever get any, like, settling snow, it's usually sometime in a really weird time, like April. Because I think the last time we had settling snow was, like, in the middle of April, and it was very strange. It was a few years ago. Though it feels closer, because it wasn't, it was like before COVID, and that general time frame is so squished. Feels like it wasn't that long ago, but actually it was a very long time ago. It was probably like 4 or 5 years ago at this point. But yeah, no snow very rarely in England. Snow in Scotland and Ireland probably, but not in England, especially not South England. But yeah, other than that, not really much going on. Just had a fairly chill and relaxing time. Oh, it is official now that I have been labelled as a mild tsundere senpai by the Wise Mouse Clavio. Oh, that was an ugly laugh. I don't know if the microphone picked it up the snort, but I hate doing snort laughs. But yes, and it's just like, I think that is, considering Clavio was going literally just off my ref sheet, which I guess does contain a bit of character if I've put into, like, I wrote up the backstory and stuff on it. But I have in fact, over the course of my years, this is not the first time I've been called a tsundere. So I'm thinking, am I actually going... So I guess now, after all this time... Well, you don't see the tsundere, because I'm only nice to you, Caden. I don't bully you. Other friends I've known will definitely... A lot of friends I've had in the past have definitely... You see, when I'm on stream, I'm definitely at least trying to be more presentable and more nice. But when if you see me not in public, I do have that tiny bit of spice to me. Apparently, this is just not the first time I've been called a tsundere. She said I was only mild tsundere. She said I was fairly reliable and nice, but sometimes just a little bit standoffish sometimes. And that's because I mentioned eating internet cables in my backstory. But yeah, that's official now. It's in the tags. It's not like I wanted to be recognized or anything. Idiot. Stupid. Baga. I don't know, maybe the sun side will come out more as I get more comfortable doing this. Oh no, weird Caden, you're lovely. Maybe you are weird. Back. And back. I don't know if I'm doing the Japanese right. I'm literally just... My Japanese... I've never done a proper Japanese education. I am the kind of weeb who's just like, I've learned a decent amount from, like, some very basic phrases from anime and subtitled VTuber clips. I think I can vaguely pull off what sounds like a natural Japanese speaking voice to someone who doesn't speak any Japanese at all, at the very least. Like, to a native speaker or anyone who's done any lessons, I sound awful, but... so desu ne. So desu ne. It's like... yes. I see. I can clearly carry myself in a conversation that far enough. It's all you need to know. Genki desu. Back. I guess I can do a proper face for this. Back. More. Back. And that. But yeah, maybe I should actually bother trying to learn Japanese again, just so I can make silly. When I do make silly, mangled attempts at speaking Japanese for the sake of entertainment, I can at least get the dialect right, like the words right. At least it'll make sense. I mean, yeah, that's already one more language than me, Caden. I suffer from the English-speaking country curse of just like, yeah, we only learn English and we don't learn anywhere else. Where everyone else is like, we will learn our native language and English because English people have forced it upon the world. So everyone all across the bloody world has to learn it, unless you're in a particularly isolationist nation-ish, or was isolationist. But yeah. Might be a bit late for me to like get properly fluent in a language, but at least I can learn some words to be able to have a conversation, at least, or like get points across at the very least. But am I feeling brave? Am I feeling brave enough to do this? Yeah. There, that's a freebie one. Yeah, I guess Germany, like, I know a fair few Germans who speak pretty good English, you included. So, but yeah, I understand a lot of the, like, yeah, there's like places like Germany, France, and Spain, they don't really learn as much English. It's mostly because mostly like the smaller European places that they usually speak that they kind of like mandatory speak English. Like the... But yeah, no, I've never been... I did like the usual, like, French in school, which has completely fallen out of my brain over the years. I was at one of those schools where we had to learn Latin, I think I remember more Latin than I do French, which is kind of a pain. I guess Latin appears in pop culture more because you just get it in the fucking books and movies and TVs and video games all the time. Whilst yeah, they made us learn Latin. I might set that up as a redeem. Maybe for I do want to put some I do want to set up, I think it's a good time to probably set up some sound redeems for points, but I just need to figure out how to price them, because obviously small channel can't really price them particularly high, but I don't want them to be spammed. I've got a few fun ideas for sound redeems. I don't know if they'd get me in any trouble, because I don't want to do like the usual meme ones. I want to have my specific niche ones. So I'd get like I want to do a test, a test of your reflexes line from Final Fantasy XIV, because I was just reminded. Also, I just that meme made such a both that point in the game and that the meme that resulted from it made such a strong impact on me. At this point, whenever I see like an image of a flashbang, that's just what pops into my head instantly. It's like a test of your reflexes. And then the flashbang goes off, or it's like the version where you catch it and just the footballs and Walker Footballs plays, and it's cool as hell. But then I know the other one's a new one, which is from video, one of those silly video essays I like watching, which was the H-Bomber guy's essay on the oof sound from Roblox, which ends up being a really weird deep dive into one very deranged man who isn't H-Bomb. It's the H-Bomb's dog. I mean, would hardly call a H-Bomber guy a normal video essayist. I mean, most of them are pretty insane, but not all of them have burst out naked, covered in clear jelly fluid from a large canvas print of the Lost comic. Maybe that could be another one. Yeah, I want to get in the oof video essay. The H-Bomb, and he does a line where it's like foreshadowing in response to some very obvious foreshadowing. After he said that line, his next line is, foreshadowing is a literary device in which, and then it cuts to the next scene, and I want to get that as a sound redeem. That'll probably make a very fun thing. Like, obviously people put it at random because it's sound redeem, but some you won't always see, as I've seen, chatters on stream have some very good timing with those. So that's one I want to put up. Yeah, I don't like a lot of the like big jump scare memes. I want to have something a bit more personalized. Just some stuff that I like that probably will still jump scare the hell out of me, especially if I end up doing that spookies stream again. But yeah, that's probably enough chatting without the game. Probably going into a bit more chatting with the game. Bring up Shadowverse now. Yeah, I might think of a few ones. I wonder if I might get the closest thing to a jump scare one I'd probably try and get is the noise that that Signalis makes when you boot up the save screen. That's a pretty good stinger to it. Or maybe just the Achtung. Let's just switch over to the game screen. So yeah. But yeah, I'd have to think. I know a lot of like, I'll have to see what like other streamers around my size usually put those redeems priced at. It'd probably be somewhere between like 100 bits or something, because I don't, obviously if I put it too high, then it's not going to people aren't gonna want to do it. But also, if I do put it high, I want to. Gotta think. There's always the I don't want it there. It is the kind of selfish reasoning, of course. I want it to be a thing, but also I like money. So gotta price it right. Yeah, I haven't actually been playing a lot of Shadowverse recently. I've been playing a lot of other things and just being very busy and just not being in the general mood to do it like off stream. There's like a very different. Yeah, there are no voice lines except for, as I said, except for the Aktung and the number sequence. And the only other voice line in the game is, of course, the monster screams. If they count. I don't know if those are actually, those are probably just fully synthesized or taken a stock line from them. Yeah, those are the closest, only things we could use as a voice line. But I think the save screen noise or the Aktung could be, pretty fun ones to have. But, yeah, I've mostly just been hopping on quickly and playing a couple of Puppet Portal games recently. Shadowverse, but as I said, not playing it that much. As I still haven't done my... I haven't... Well, this is like... It's not, I don't really feel like it's me being not happy with the current meta. I think that is actually decent variety. I've just not been... I think it's just hitting on those times where it's just like I'm having a bit of an ebb in Shadowverse enjoyment, but I kind of need to I should keep playing it a little bit just so I can like get accumulate stuff for when the next expansion hits. But yeah, so yeah, I've just been mostly just hopping in and playing Puppet Portal and not much else really because it's a fun deck and Olivia and Sylvia make a pretty good addition to it. Like I don't see it in a few the more recent deck lists kind of have cut them out and just have like 3 Wielder of the Cosmoses, but I much prefer the consistent, like the less RNG factor of Olivia and Sylvia. Yeah, it's just weird. It's like it's in. I think partially it's just also in. Because the mini expansion was nice, but it didn't actually shake things up a lot. It wasn't a particularly exciting mini expansion. Just like, oh, Discard Dragon is a thing. That's a deck. Is it a particularly spicy deck? I mean, it's very competitive and can quite handily climb the ladder, but it doesn't really. It just doesn't make me feel like, ooh, that's interesting, because it's got a very. It's like, yep, that's a Discard Dragon with burst damage. It does exactly what you think it'd do. It ramps really fast and burns you down also really fast. Yeah, let's, I could, guess I could... Let's see, what's the latest? Yeah, this hasn't been updated yet. It's not been long enough time for them to have the new cards in, so it's not gonna reflect any changes. But yeah, because otherwise it's just been a couple of decks might be putting in. It's a lot of the cards in the like a lot of the cards in the mini expansion. Let's see, do I have any extras to liquefy? Yeah, I might as well. I don't think anything's going to get... There's a patch coming out soon, but that's just going to be story stuff. And whilst they usually wait a bit longer closer to it before they announce if there's going to be any buffs and nerfs, I don't think there's going to be any nerfs at least. There might be buffs, possibly, just to put some more variety into the meta. I think they'll try and maybe buff some of the low performing stuff, but like if we just... Sometimes you can't really sort by the any expansions. That'd make things easier, but we can at least sort by golden legendaries. Because great cards. Because this card hasn't really seen existence because Burial Rite Shadow hasn't been a thing. I haven't really seen any decks that really use. There's probably some. Like I think there's a Forest Craft has been using Freya to do for a combo deck, because they use the festive Hoizumi follower and they do like a control combo with that and the and Benevolent Elf and such, so that you have a very control-y deck that just kind of like it controls the board, heals a lot, and Freya is used to tutor your big splashy combo unit in Hoizumi. So that's kind of like another one of the new decks that's come around. Marione's been put into Fairy Forest, but hasn't. But it's not like the deck's particularly changed. It's just like, oh, we've got this slightly better card now. Astrological Sorcerer is doing what I thought she would do, which is make Dirt Rune have more stuff, be a bit more consistent, because it's like 2 Earthright in one card, which is very good for it. Balanced Blessing hasn't really seen play. I'm surprised. I guess it's just it's a bit too all in win more. It doesn't really get doesn't really make it worth the space for it. Cats is another card that you usually see 1 or 2 of, because you usually have I remember the General Maximus has been seeing a fair few play. He's just been popping up in pretty much every Swordcraft deck, just because it's just a really strong board. So even a Quick Blade of Sword likes him, because he also he wants to hit it. That gets you to that rally 10 really fast. Nell has been pretty good, helping get Evolve Bloodcraft back on the map. Deathside Hound is in Shadowcraft decks, and that's about it. It does what you think it would do. Ooh, Phantasmal Box has not seen play at all. Unsurprising. Livian Sylvia is doing what everyone thought it would do, which is people slotting it into decks that felt like they needed Evo point recovery. Pazuzu is of course is a big fucking gimmick that you'll only see play in YouTube highlights. So very glad that when Ziff showed it off on day 1, it was very much also accompanied by this is the game where it worked, and here a quick look at 5 games it didn't work in, because it is a very all-in deck. I've seen it I've seen some people running it in just as a thing, just to get because you can just do it as a board clear option with only 2, but that's still not really great. Haven't seen Overriding Abomination in any decks at all so far. Stolfo has been in Crystallized Havencraft, as people expected, really. And then, yeah, Luminor and her sister, girlfriend, whatever, has been yeah, we'll make, Argente has been... making Discard Dragon a thing, and it's quite spicy. But otherwise, I don't think she's actually it's hard to say. I haven't checked the win rates basically, because Discard Dragon had very strong performance really early on. But I think it's kind of fallen off a little. I might be wrong, but I think when I looked up the the Shadowverse wins and the and the tournament stats, it had been kind of falling off in its more consistent decks as they realized how to play against it, really. I think they include some light healing, Puppet Portal also Puppet Portal has started including Jetpack Gunner again, which it had been cutting before, so I think they have been going yeah, okay, we need a little more burst in the deck. And stuff like Sweeper Doll to deal with big chunky threats, I think is a thing that has been snubbing it a little. So it has been it's kind of weird, because the mini expansion has definitely had a pretty strong impact, but it's just I'm just not feeling it. None of the decks feel like they've changed it's just a lot of nice things for some decks, and the decks that have the newer decks that have come in, or the decks that weren't viable that have come in that have become more viable now, like Evolve, Wrath, Bloodcraft, just don't feel. I'm just not feeling them. So it's, yeah, I haven't. My urge to play hasn't been super high, which is why I'm still only in the fucking Group B. They should have boosted chess. We didn't get any, literally zero chess support in the mini expansion, which makes me sad. We got a fucking shitbox and dirt rune boosting, which is, well, hopefully next set. I think next set might not even have any chess in it. Because I think next set will be more festive stuff, because they're like, because the story will, with the next chapters of the story, they'll be introducing more characters from that setting. So they'll want to be like, okay, now we've got these new characters from this setting. So yeah, I'm not hopeful for chess, sadly. I said, all it needs, like, they could produce like pseudo chess support, because what RuneCraft needs is it needs a way to like remove its own board, really. That's what would make chess a lot better, because chess's main enemy is board locking itself. It's really easy just to be like, okay, I'll let you have your board of 1/1s. You'll hit me, even if you hit me for 5 for a couple of turns. It massively slows down their game plan. There's just not much they can do about it. So maybe if they can remove their own board, I'll say even if it's just like deal some damage to the entire board just to make space. Do you think they've had that in before? Like they've had Terra Nova was I can't remember what it was called, but there was definitely it was a RuneCraft spell that it doesn't really matter which format. So spell RuneCraft. It was called something Nova. Terra Nova, is that it? No, not Terra Nova. Nova Flare. Yeah, deal 2 damage to all ones. If they like make a newer version of this, that'd be that would arguably be a good card for chess, because again they could get rid of their own boards. Because then you could do stuff like yeah, Nova Flare in chess would actually be really good, because if you have a 0 cost, if you have like 2 kings in hand and they're both 0 cost, or at least one of them 0 cost, you can king, hit face, Nova Flare, play another king, and hit face again with a 3. So you hit face with 3 2s, with 4 3/2s, and then with 3 4/2s. Would it be 4 ones? It's like plus. Mr. King, what do you actually do to the pawns? So, follower 8+. It's actually a few of these, but we'll get us to king quick enough. Yeah, how do you boost it? Just +1/+1, and they're so yeah, they get +1 from the 8 bonus. So yeah, it's so the second batch would be too strong to kill off, but that wouldn't be matter because that'd be the batch that'd be killing off. So yeah, if that's the thing, if RuneCraft had a way to remove their own board, even if it's just through something like Nova Flare, that dramatically increases like the amount of damage you can do in a Mystic King turn. Because currently the Mystic King turn is pretty limited at 12 damage. Like that's the amount of damage you can get on a Mystic King turn unless you've got something else to help it along. Ooh, and we've gone over the daily reset. Lost a bunch of tuppence, says I'm not too fast. I've been playing in a few days anyway. But yeah, that's what I think chess needs. It needs something to just remove its own pieces from the board. Like, it doesn't have to be something that specifically removes pawns, just anything that, like, either deals damage to your own board, or bounces your own board, or removes your own board, or whatever. Anything that gets rid of your own board for an effect that does not replace your, importantly, does not replace it with other things. So if there's like, banish all followers on the field, replace them with clay golems or whatever, that would also be bad, but that would actually be really quite bad. So then you'd just be board locked worse. And transform would be even worse, because then they don't count as leaving play for your the counter. Yeah, let's just go into try and see if we can get into the finals, at least being in I call it this ONS puppets because of Olivia and Sylvia, just to differentiate it from the pre-mini puppets. But yeah. We'll see. Oh, and yeah, and the Machina bottle obviously hasn't been a thing, because that's just too much of a gimmick. I haven't even seen people. I'll probably have to check to see if people are running, at least running the girl who actually summons the Bearminator. I'm gonna Shadowcraft. Shadowcraft's probably doing pretty well these days. It's probably in its, still in its weird weird, like, mid-range, bit of everything stuff. I'm gonna keep this hand. Like, Licked, maybe I could have replaced, but I think just going full in for getting a bunch of puppets and Lashena. I think going first is a bit iffy. Maybe I shouldn't have kept Lashena going first. I should have realized I was going first. Oh well. The Shadow's going to be a bit awkward to play against, because they're probably not going to have an early board for me to bump puppets into, at least. But that just means I can hold back a little. I don't need to. Like, arguably, holding back puppets is probably good, because that means we can save them for after we've played Lashena, and then we can get more discounts on the destruction. Probably get new destruction on it, but I don't think there's usually much need for the healing. Oh, well, that's probably a better option to start with. That lets us at least put some pressure on the board early. I can't imagine they'll spend like a card to remove it this turn. So we'll get 1 or 2 damage in. It might. They'll probably have at least a couple points of healing, but I'll say it's still worth. What do you mean I can't? I break the bucket, make it fall down. Yes, okay, we got some water. Unfortunately, the water does not stay in the bucket. Bucket must have a hole in it. This bitch got the animated Jan sleeves. Means they paid too much money for something. I don't know how much those like packs things are. I'm pretty sure the animated sleeves are massive, fairly expensive. Oh no, or the no, that would just be they got the okay, they were just stolen for time. Possibly, we'll see. I'm gonna go with the safe option and grab 2 puppets. Possibly should have taken like an early, like bumping us up to a 3/3 on turn 3 is alright, but usually not great, especially on those. Okay, they've got Greater Will in their deck, that's interesting. Let's just accumulate puppets for now. We have no pressure to start using to Orcus just yet. Probably next turn we will. But interesting that they're running Greater Will. I guess it's the Tech Alt card against certain options. Doesn't really do much against us, really. Yes, can Greater Will can attack, can affect an enemy. Does that count Okay. Okay, they're just pushing some damage now. So they're running Greater Will, but also being very aggressive. Okay, so we can use one of these Lashenas to just generate that, and then I'll probably... And then we'll get healing later, hopefully. We won't die. But I do need to make some space, so I might as well... I do need to fuse. Let's fuse the unanimated puppet. Without giving a bit of information away, but... I do need to do this now, because otherwise if they kill this Tinkering Shopkeeper and put another puppet into my hand, I overdraw. Which is not optimal. Because it's turn 4, so they could probably play the Death Scythe Hound, though at least they're not got the shadows to trigger its effect. It's Necromancy. But it's still going to be able to... I think it still clears the board. Okay, what are they, That didn't draw anything. Do they just have all their festive followers in hand already? Did they just have all 3 in Ghost Hounds in hand? What? Yeah, so far so thing, but I'm pretty sure she did not, this lady did not, pull anything. Okay, so, since Lashana is still alive, let's fuse a puppet. Just to get... Fuse a puppet, do an Evo, just to get some value here. Just 3 puppets, that's fine, that just means it clears off the board. And then... is there anything else I actually want to load? That's what I actually want to use with my play points for. So I could play the other Lashena, but I'd rather wait until I get all 3 from that, or can I wait? Are they going to kill me is the question. I'm just going to, I think I'm going to be more aggressive. I'm going to play the new destruction now. Because then that gives me the potential to possibly kill with Orcus next turn. Because they're not going to have Skeleton Raider this turn. That is not going to happen. If they don't heal a bunch, we've got Orcus into Puppet. I probably should have used Puppet's Assemble, to be honest. Because this will cost 0 next turn, but it gets a bit more damage playing it now. Because if they don't, like, block us completely, I can Orcus... I can fuse Enhanced Puppet to Orcus, and then manually play a Puppet and manually Evo it, and that's at least 9 damage. And they're taking 2 damage from New Destruction. So I'm doing 11 damage next turn. So they need to heal for at least 4 and put at least 2 wards in the way. Or at least 1 ward that can survive getting bumped by Orcus. Okay. That makes me think, yeah, Death Scythe Hound. Death Scythe Hound does not heal them at all, so... That... Just a few, we don't even need to play the puppet, we just get you off the board. Easy. Yeah, I guess they were just general mid-range. They had all they had Susie, they had I think they drew too many Susies, but it was weird that their Freya didn't pull anything. I guess they must have drawn all 3 in Ghost Hounds, or maybe they only had 2 in deck to begin with. But then why are you running Freya just to pull in Ghost Hounds? That seems like a weird choice of card. I guess this is Group B. It is the people who could not make it into Group A. So still weird. Weird. Maybe. But then you're fillering it out for the other options for that slot for that kind of slot would basically be other silvers or bronzes, to be honest. But yeah, maybe. I have to remember, yeah, some of these people are not yet master rank, so they might not be good. Okay, so I kind of want to keep Absolute Chastity, but I don't want to keep these 2. I want something. So he's going a bit of a risk playing keeping Absolute Chastity in hand, but again, it pays off really well. Especially against Havencraft, where we'll probably need the Banish. It'll be okay. It's okay. We've been rewarded by although this Blossoming Flower, we can't really play right now for a while unless they kill off this Tinkering Shopkeeper instantly. And 2 Absolute Chastities, but yeah, we don't actually want to play either of these because it's going to be a bit of a waste. So they're probably going to Holy Lightning Bird into Skullfang? No, they don't even have the Skullfang. That's slows us down a little bit. Ooh, that Guiding Bale Angel's a pretty good pick up here. But I don't want to burn the Super Doll just yet because both I want to get the payoff from its thing. That's fine. That gets us the puppet we can use to trigger this Blossoming Flower Doll. Yeah, I want to make sure I can at least get the puppet off either. So that's Bejeweled Shrine, so they might get... At the very least, they haven't drawn Skullfang yet, which is good. Okay, so I'm going to Puppets Assemble to require puppets, and then I'm just going to get... Actually, because this can make our Guiding Bellaringer Angel possibly stick around until next turn. Though I don't think it's worth committing another 0-cost puppet to it. Ah, damn it, that was the one target I didn't want it to hit. I wanted to hit any of these other targets, because if it was possible to keep the Bellaringer Angel around... Okay, I can tell they've already... They have Skullfang in hand. No, they have not, they've just board locked, they just went with the board lock. Okay, so... how do I want to do this? Don't really want to burn the Sweeper Doll just yet, so... I think Metatron's a fairly safe bet. So I think rather, there's no point like... Is there a point to... I guess if you've got the Absolute Chastities in hand, it is probably a point to at least, So I'm going to keep the Enhanced Puppet because I feel like I'm going to need some burn here. I suppose, like, emptying my hand, we want to kind of do... Let's go like that. And then... Okay. So they've just had a fucking pop-off. They'll probably do something a bit spicy this turn, but then I can counteract it with Orcus. And then... I need to avoid using an Evo point next turn because I want to be able to, I want to be able to Evo the Absolute save an Evo point for one of these Absolute Chastities, which will hopefully draw us into, Olivia and Sylvia. And thank you, Caden. Because that will, get us our Evo points back. Which works, then we can use the other Absolute Chastity. I think they're having a slight issue with not having Skullfane in hand. They probably have Skullfane in hand now, but it's a bit slow. Yeah, I think they're debating on whether it's worth Skullfaning at all at this point. Hate to see it, hate to see them get that fucking recovery on, so... Okay, so they're at least not buffing it at the very least. They're just punching through our ward. Punching through our ward and recovering HP. So that's that worst case scenario is avoided by them. And they're trading. Interesting. I would have gone face. Okay. So yeah, we do want to... Okay, so we need to fuse 2 of these. And I need to keep Puppet up so I can deal with the Cursed Maiden at the very least. Actually, no. I don't need to burn that. So I'm going to keep the Enhanced Puppet, just so... Yeah, unfortunately we can't really leave either of these alive to let them be, Lloyded, because this will draw them a bunch of cards, and of course this is a ward that we need to punch through anyway. So unfortunately we can't try and lock their board up a little. But we can at least, we basically undo their Gillenese. And then they Gillenese us again! Is this one gonna have Storm though? Ooh, that's probably gonna give it. They're probably gonna give that Storm. This is going to be a spice. No, this might actually. Why did both hit Gillenese? At least they're not evoing it, but that's a heal of 3. And they're drawing a lot of cards, but we're still pretty good, so probably want to... So, how I want to do this is... I want to use up all our... Play that, so that gets Bane... Kill that with the Bane one, because this one doesn't die to destruction effects. I want to make these chastties cost 0, so I'm just going to just ram as many into this, because yeah, I can do that. Then that one. And then I want to, like, pay the Absolute Chastity to banish that. Play everything else in my hand, including this puppet, even if it's arguably not the best option, so that... Like, I could play this other Absolute Chastity, but I think it's worth saving it. So I'll only draw 6 with this. Okay, and this is kind of, I'm going to just fuse to make space here. And then, yeah, bit of Craftsman. Ran out of time, but it's not the worst thing. So these kind of help, at least the puppets kind of help protect us against, like random effects. At the very least, but getting another Orcus is really good there. We are sitting on a bit of an awkward space. I would have really liked to... Actually, yeah, no, playing any of these cards would have been a bit awkward because then I could have played them first and then fused multiple to Orcus to make space, but it's like, because when that dies, that puts another enhanced puppet in our hand. So this way we still don't overdraw, which is quite nice. So the thing is, they're probably going to be making quite wide boards of wards now, which is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. But we've got a zero cost banish and a shitload of puppets at the very least. And we're making them think hard about what to do. But I would have really liked to draw... Okay, Holy Lightning Bird. And the third Gilneys. That's not particularly scary, they have to... Oh, they're not even attacking me. What? What? Excuse me? Okay, so I just need to make sure I can actually play all the cards in my hand. So I'm just double checking, but if I double fuse Orcus, I think I win? Well, I'm gonna play it anyway because it's the best option, so if we just use one of these, then we fuse both of them to there. I guess Bane, but I'm killing Gilneys anyway. Then play Orcus. And then if I trade in this actually gets me more damage because I get the enhanced puppet that then gets Storm. And I haven't really done the maths, but I'm pretty sure this is, yeah, this is very lethal. What was that weird turn though? Why'd they leave my board up? Did they run out of time? You get weird matches in Group B. Weird matches. But at least you win a lot. But yeah, not entirely sure what they're up to. I guess, like, I can only assume they didn't draw Skullfane, otherwise they would use it a lot more that much. Also just general weird choices in general. Yeah, maybe. But like, I think they might have just run out of time. So this is an... I'm gonna keep one Metatron. Okay, this is pretty good. Means the Runecraft though, it's gonna be a bit of a pain. Yeah, it's gonna be dope. I don't think people are playing anything other than... People might be playing Seven Forces as well, but... And we got the second Metatron anyway, so... Craftsman Private Puppets, because otherwise we're just going to have not a great time. So I'll play one of these yeah, we want to deal with, to not have that on the board. So, just get things rolling and out of the way. I would like to play puppets, but just don't want to. Against Dirt Rune, you really don't want to leave them with anything on the board. Oh, man, they get to advance their This is an interesting turn. I think I do want all the bodies from Merciless Voiding, but there's no guarantee I'm going to get them because there's no guarantee they use a evoke point next turn. So I think I'm just going to play it. They're probably going to be able to remove those bodies, but at least it cycles anyway. I can just Metatron next turn. Okay, that's actually pretty good for us that they're Junoing here, because we can actually quite cleanly deal with this. So we want to, we'll use a shiny Metatron for this. And then I think I actually want to do this a bit aggressively, so rather than... Especially since I got Lashena next turn. So I'm gonna spend these puppets on clearing them out and pushing face damage with these two. Especially when we've got Jetpack Gunner in hand. Like I'll probably want, so next turn I can puppets assemble, I can Lashena, which will get me the rally enough to get to rally 10 to the puppets assemble. Yeah, so they're going to clear me out with the Levi, which is annoying, so I'm going to take a bunch of damage here. But, so the question comes from if I want to Lashena for heal. I think I want to Lashena for healing. I think at this point, if I try and outrace them, I'm just going to fucking die. There's a Licked, but I don't think Licked's going to be worth healing. So I'm going to take the healing from Lashena. And then with the Evo, it'll get us up to rally 10, and also it should get at least one enhanced puppet or piss. That's not exactly what I wanted, but we get enough out of the puppets assemble anyway to clear this board. So Lashena bonks one of those. One of those with that puppet, and then you use one of these recurring puppets. At least we can clear the board off. If they went for maybe it was better to go for destruction, but we're not in. No, because we wouldn't really be looking at lethal range even with Jetpack Gunner. Blowing up my ward is scary. Acid Golem is also really scary. Yeah, no. I think we're just dead. I'm very dead. Fucking Dirt Rune, man. It's just a lot of deaths. So much damage they can do, and they get. Why did they have to make Dirt Rune better? It was already fine. Why did they print more Dirt Rune support? It was fine. Okay, so they're probably playing Discard Dragon. Because we don't want too much early game, but we want these two is fine. Wielder of the Cosmos in my opening hand. That's awful. There's only one in the deck. No point rolling for it now. It's best to wait until the opponent has a board and you've lost some HP, or maybe used an Evo point. Oh, that's just rude. It's very rude of them to drop a Noran blank on turn. Turn 2, I guess. It's fine, whatever. Get out of here. Again! What's going on here? At least I have puppets to just deal with all of these, but man... Let's see what Wielder of the Cosmos does for us. Do you heal? Hey, your board cleared, thanks. Honestly, would have preferred if you healed me up, but it's just gonna sit in my hand, not doing anything anyway. They be ramping and getting their cards back from the discarding. So I could Evo. Oh no, I've got a much better option to instead of Evoing him here. I don't want to start rolling just yet, even if it would be very funny. But no. Anyway, right, might as well do a puppet symbol here. And just use 3 puppets to punch through that and keep my full HP Metatron. So I do kind of want to, like, actually involving Wielder might be the better play here. If they evolve Wielder and then just play cards with him, he's gonna die now. They're not gonna leave it up alive. If they leave it up alive another turn, I'm going to play it. I'm going to Evo it. But it might happen if they don't. They're not even removing my board. Interesting. Okay then. So again, I want to get rid of cards in my hand so that I can... Because I think with the otherwise slow start I've had, Evoing this Wielder of the Cosmos is really the only option. So fuck it, we ball. I know it doesn't add any damage, he doesn't gain any stats on Evo, but we do get more wielders into our deck. And if we're leading up to an absolute chastity turn, that can actually be quite powerful. But yeah, I might as well play this whilst it's in my hand, so that next turn I can dump as many cards as possible. And get this absolute chastity to a really low cost. So yeah, we're just going for the full fucking nonsense sphere option here. Because honestly, I think otherwise we're not winning this match. We're just going to get burnt down if we try and go for an honest win strategy. Because they're going to do this nonsense. That's Noran Blank. Please don't have another ramp spell. Fuck! They were at 10. Okay. Noran Blank's pretty okay because we can just punch it with puppets. Also, Absolute Chastity banishes it, so... But we have to punch it through with puppets anyway. Actually, is it immune to banishes as well? Can't be destroyed by effects, so yeah, whatever. Oh, we have to punch through anyway because it has ward. Playing all the other cards in our hand so that we draw 7, which will statistically get us. Should get us at least one wielder. Yeah, a wielder we can actually play. Well, might as well. What you got for us in the box, Mr. Wielder of the Cosmos? That's pretty good, I'll take that. No healing, which we probably really wanted. But we know they don't have any, because they burned their Noirs and Blanks earlier, we know they don't have any more, but they can still quite happily just burn our faces off, which is going to be a problem. We're also going to overdraw if they kill this Guiding Bellringer Angel. But, would have liked you to get Storm rather than can't Evo for 0 Evo points because we'd already Evo'd, but yeah, we are not winning this game doing honest stuff, so we're just rolling the dice, seeing what gets us. Uranus, okay, that's fine. That doesn't actually. Uranus going to hurt because he's going to deal 3 damage to our face. That's fine. Oh yeah, hopefully we can roll some healing off these wielders, but yeah, our only way of winning this. If we'd tried to play normally, I don't think we'd stand a chance. Because even if we tried to play more aggressively, they'd just heal up anyway, and we'd be in a really bad place. At least they have to trade in both their boards to actually remove our board, which is nice. Okay. Thing is now, of course, that we have a full hand. But if we play these Wielder of the Cosmoses, they're not actually going to draw us anything because things. But I still think it's best just to play out the big guy. Recovers play points. That's pretty good. We're going to overdraw. But we're going to heal, deal a bunch of damage, and draw. And we got the free Evo, so I'll take that. I'm going to play the Tinkering Shopkeeper and the Young Threadmaster. And I might as well, might as well fuse the puppet, because not much else. Because we just need to make hand space, really, at this point. And I might as well Evo and obtain more wielders. We've even got a 9-cost one for next turn. But we'll keep the Orcus fused up as a backup, because that's of course more storm damage that might win us the game. But, so it turns out that first turn Wielder of the Cosmos might be the actual thing that wins us the game. like that turn 1. But they're probably going to burn us. Depends how much storm they have in the deck. Is the question. How much more storm? Because they've used up all their Noirs and Blanks. They can't play more than one Luminore a turn, but they can do a lot of damage. But we can potentially heal a lot of damage and deal a lot of damage with Wielder of the Cosmos. As long as we can keep out healing their burst through sheer nonsense, then we're all good. Because I keep thinking about, oh, we're gonna mill ourselves. Of course, you can't mill yourself with Wielder of the Cosmos because he always puts at least 10 cards back in your deck when you Evo him. So unless you really fuck up and get a really bad roll, then, okay, so they're healing back, which is annoying. But, the thing, even if they heal up, what is likely to happen is they will deck them. If they can't kill us because we heal with wielders, they will just deck themselves. What are you? You're a 2-cost, so we'll probably be able to play 2 wielders this turn, which is always fun. And he's got Storm, which is done. We didn't get any play point recovery back, but we did get the Evo, which is important. We just want to keep Evoing wielders, so that our deck is nothing but Wielders of the Cosmos. And hopefully they heal us. They keep healing us enough. Okay, no, we're fucking dead. Shit. They had the backup. He had the backup. Oh well, that's close. We definitely wouldn't have won trying to go any other way. That was our only out. Yeah, fucking Infiniflame Dragon, man. Just kills you. If you'd gotten slightly more healing, it would have worked, but alas. Yeah, we needed less draw and more healing at that point, really. If we had got, I really would have liked to have obtained like a I'm not sure how I feel about Infinite Flame Dragon as a card, because it's frequently a card that just kills. Okay, I'm going to keep all of these. Here there's Blood. So Blood can either be Handless or Evo. Or Evo Wrath. Like Wrath and Evo basically run the things. Probably Wrath if they're playing that turn 1. Or rather, because I'm going to go with the options that don't leave things on the board. So I think they're playing Handless. So, given my hand, I want to keep the Enhanced Puppet. Do we want to play an Enhanced Puppet so that Lashena summons one when we Evo? Yeah, they're playing Handless. Okay. I really kind of wish I had a puppet in hand now, but yeah, we're good. I'm just going to more puppets, and as much as I kind of don't want to, I'm going to play this. I think because we've got Lashena, I think we've got a fairly good way of surviving against Handless's onslaught. So I think we'll be fine. So even if they get a like a Silver Nail or whatever, that's also not going to get them down. They're still going to have one card in hand, but they've got a lot of Paracelsus, which is kind of scary. Okay, so first things first, I want to use a puppet because I want to just kill this. I know this is kind of playing into them, but it's also just helping me out a lot. I'm actually going to play one of these Enhanced Puppets. Because some of their options are randomized, so... Because I'm pretty sure, regardless of what I do, they've got Vanya, so regardless of what I do, they're going to be able to empty their hand. Because they've got... Oh no, they got two. That's fine. They're going to be able to empty their hand regardless, but I still get to do the Lashena play. So we go for New Prayer because we're not going to outrun their burn. And then we start by... I want to kind of like have as much of my stuff die this turn as possible. So we want to make as many puppets. I want to use up as many puppets as possible, even if it's like less efficient. Have we fused this turn? We have not, so I'm going to do this kind of like less efficient option, just because I desperately want to get new. I guess I didn't need. I've gone a bit too far, but I will. We'll have a zero cost New Prayer next turn. Regardless of what happens, I didn't really need to go that far. Because they're going to Paracelsus. Yeah, it would have been worth if I could have gotten down to 0 this turn, but alas, I didn't have quite. I couldn't get quite enough. Shame. Please, no full moon leap. That is not full moon leap. That is. They're aware it is immune. She is immune to Bane. I don't think she real. Maybe she was just doing it for damage. They didn't want to. That was a weird choice of Evo. Surely evolving Paracelsus would have been better. Oh well. Anyway, let's do. So if I do Guiding Bell Ring Angel, then Puppets Assemble. That's a higher total number of cards in hand. That gets us that. I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna be a bit more efficient. So I might as well play the new prayer out. Heal us up. Bonk that. And punch you in the face, because why not? So that gives us a pretty good defensive core, because this new prayer will basically negate the burn they're dealing with Paracelsus. A shielded Bellringer Angel blocks a lot of their potential damage through various means, really. Unless they get really lucky with silver. Nope, they failed the dice flip there. Not their day. Okay, so what I want to do is, I'll do it this way. I don't want to leave Paracelsus up because that will I just want to make sure I'm not hitting. Yeah, so fuse this puppet because it doesn't have the last words effect. It gets +2/+9. I want to bump Paracelsus so she's just not an issue. Do I want to punch them into Vengeance? Vengeance doesn't really matter apart from Scorpion of the Depths and a few other things. Oh, they're giving up. We don't have to think. They're saying, nope, had enough of this. Because at least with Handless you don't have to think about the fucking Doomlord. Because Handless really does not cannot hold cards like that to make Doomlord worth running. He just makes the deck worse rather than helping them survive. Evo Blood, you have to worry about knocking them into Vengeance for a turn 6 Doomlord from the Abyss. But thankfully, they were not playing that, so we didn't really have to think about it, so... We got our 3 matches, we're guaranteed into Group... We got our last minute Group B final stage at the very least. Get our stuff! Yeah, that was nice games against people who probably weren't that smart, but hey, Group B, that's what you get. One of the reasons why I don't try hard in Stage 1 too often, because I'm just... I would like the, Runecraft, the sleeves of the, Astrological Sorcerer, but, I don't know if I'd actually use it that much. Like, they're nice sleeves to have, but, yeah, not entirely sure I'd use it, because with Runecraft decks, I'd probably be using the, Anyways, thank you for the Hydrate Redeem Cannon. Yeah, so what's the missions looking like? I don't need to place that. Maybe I could have done it today, but I'm just doing it out of habit. So I might as well just at least keep playing until just play some just meandering. So I kind of want to let's see what we get from our do some pack openings, because we got at least a couple of yeah, tickets. Let's see if we can get anything shiny and new. I'll do the full pack opening stuff since I'm on stream, rather than skipping through. It is, yeah, unboxing time. Hello, hello, Peach. Yeah. You, why? Why an animated box? No one likes you, Phantasmal Box. You're not in any decks. Okay. I think that's... Oh, that's the alt art Amaro. That's pretty good. The Halloween alt art Amaro. So that's a good thing. That's good. I don't know if I had that before. We'll see, because it'll say, oh, you get these sleeves now. Okay. Nothing particular. So... yeah, we got that as the first. We haven't had the alt art Amaro before, which is nice. That's a nice artwork. Nice little Halloween party for some reason. Yeah, I don't want to spend rupees. I want to save my rupees. Let's go sit through the rest of my tickets. But yeah, I think there's a decent amount of if anything, there was an animated gold, so we get a decent chunk of vials from that. Okay, I think I've got a full set of raining blades. So just let's see any more. Ooh, Dawn of Calamity pack. Let's see what's in. Yeah, about to rotate out soon. That just means anything in here might be delicious vials. Ooh, Noxious. I actually need a Noxious Elf. Well, I said she's about to rotate out, but if I wanted to play Fairy Forest, I could actually use a Noxious Elf. Actually, first one I've ever gotten him. First actual Noxious Elf drawn. I think have I even... Well, anyway, let's just... I don't have the Timber decks, but cards. Liquefy extra. I don't have a lot of vials. I'm pretty low on resources. I do need to start ramping up playing again. Also because I need to make sure I get how far along on the battle pass am I? Yeah. I don't want to buy the premium pass. No, I just want to see how close I am to. So yeah, I'm not. Robopop's the last one, isn't it? There's not any more after that. Yeah, that's the last thing. So I already have. What was the other one this season? Oh yeah, the alt art Angel's Blessing. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why we got alt art Angel's Blessing, but oh well. But yeah, I need to remember. Could remember to farm up enough to get to this. Well, the original alt art Robopop is perfectly fine, but it's a cute girl, Bustly. Gotta have it. Gotta have the cute girl arts. But yeah, I really want to. I'm gonna bring up Shadowverse Wins. I'm gonna do some quick deck just because I just want to try something. I don't want to play something that I don't usually play. So let's see. Ooh, what are you, deck with a 22 match win streak? Are you Discard Dragon? You are not. You are Swordcraft of some. You're Quick-Later Swordcraft. Okay. I have all these cards, so I don't really want. Like, Quick-Later Swordcraft is fun, but I don't want to play more of it. What's another high win rate deck that isn't Quick-Later? I haven't done before. This is Baja Portal. Interesting. I don't even have to craft the one card for it. It's running the fucking Arc, which is interesting. It's like a weird Evo control portal deck. I was running Calamity's Genesis, of course it is. Nope. I just don't like that card. Let's see, 18 win rate. What are you doing? What are you doing? You are Discard Dragon. Gotta be one of those eventually here. And let's see what you got. A high rate win rate. This is Dirt Rune. Don't wanna play Dirt Rune today. Kind of played so much Dirt Rune, it's just. Okay, yeah, there's nothing really that spicy anymore. Let's see. I want to play Forest Graph. What's a high win rate Forest Graph deck doing these days? Ooh, not looking too good. What is this? It's got 16 win streak. What are you running? You are running fairies. Okay. Well, I just got the Noxious Elf, so that was the only legendary I'm really missing out of these. So, person is not given a deck code, so I have to do this manually. I can just edit my existing fairy deck since it's Is this the same kind of deck? Yeah, they don't run Cosmos Fang or Shining Valkyrie. Okay. Okay, let's just edit this deck. And for this Fang, this one's running a full-on set of Machete Elves now. So, yep, all those. One rain. Might as well have my fancy rain. Flying missiles as the elf of much face damage. Machete elf, where are you? Oh wait, there's yeah, one noxious elf. And then 3 machete elves. No forest merchants, interesting. Time limbs, PSI. No shining valkyries or Cosmos Fang. 3 nobilis. What am I? Got slightly too many of one thing here. Oh yeah, 3. This one's running 3 Autumn Leaf, 2 Autumn Leaf Bands instead of 3. That makes sense. You don't need 3 of them. And then the last 3 is the new girl. Do I actually have any of her? She's only a gold, so not too much of a... No, I do not. I have to make a set of her. Cards needed. Yep, I will make those. Okay, let's give this deck a whirl. Probably not. It's probably just fairy rather than tempo fairy, but whatever. Let's play. Tempo of the fairies. It's got a decent win rate, so it's probably doing pretty good on ladder. Okay.
私の矢は千里をも射抜く。恋つなぐため僕は来た。
Okay, so what do I actually want to start? I don't think I want to start with any of these. Marion is pretty alright to start with, but I think I want to be more greedy on fairy generation. Yeah, this is significantly worse as a starting hand. Okay. I don't want to play any of these. Okay. That's a good early aggressive. That's a good time to play Machete Elf when they've just got a 1-1 on the field. That makes sense. Especially if they don't have anything to follow it up, so we can just punch them in the face. Okay. I think I'm gonna try. Might as well be annoying here then. Hopefully we draw into... That's not bounce, that's not what I wanted. I really wanted some bounce effects, but I'll take being... that's... Interesting trade order on them though, because... Ooh, that's good, because we can then blast fairy one of them. So yeah, definitely going for death by inches here. Yeah, they're not having a particularly stellar start either. So, what's the best way to do this? So probably... It's probably using one of these Marins to just clear things out a little whilst pushing some more face damage. So might as well keep the... They get to draw cards obviously, but we get to keep our boards. I'm not going to play the other fairies, might as well save them. Might as well save this other Marione. They're just making their life a little difficult and a little annoying. They're playing some kind of... So they're playing Shadowcraft, which means that they're just playing a mix of everything. Okay, so they've gotten their... They are getting their last word counts up pretty high, so... So they're dealing with our board now, but... Okay, so they're not really they're not leaving anything up either. And healing up a little bit, so I might just depend. Oh no, we're on. Okay, that's a lot better. That gives us. So I kind of want to save this Marione for after Nobilis. So I think the best thing to do here is PSI for Evo point recovery mainly. Then we might as well play the Nobilis with Evo. And play out 2 of these fairies for now. We'll keep the 0 cost fairy to play with the rush, but that also gives us rain in hand. Okay, Death Size Hound is whatever. That blows up our board, which we kind of wanted them to do anyway. And just gives us a target to rush our stuff. Oh no, they don't give us a target to rush our stuff into. Interesting. They're just pushing our face in. That's a pickle. I would like to draw Tamlin, please. Or Phantom Bloom Predator. That's also really good. So... how do I want to do this? So I think I want to play PSI. Then I want to play... no, because I have to do that. Then we play Rain. Then we have to use up this fairy, which is slightly annoying. I really wish I had another bounce spell. But I'm possibly just dead next turn anyway. And then we play one of these fairies. We play this fairy, so even though it doesn't have rush, then they leave us a target for us to rush into. If they board clear first, they die. Or if they just hit us in the, they can just hit us in the face with Cerberus and we die. Okay, no, they don't have it. They don't have Storm yet. Yeah, now they get to survive. Ah, damn it! If they didn't have the healing, we would have killed them. But now we've lost. Yeah. We just had. We did not. We just needed a little more damage. We needed any. The deck doesn't really have that much bounce left in it. It's basically got Phantom Bloom and Woodland Pest Control. Really not a lot of bounce left in Forestcraft unless you want to run some really suboptimal choices. We just did not have quite enough. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, chat. Yeah, we had a close game despite it being fairly iffy start for us. Okay, this is a pretty... I'm gonna keep this. Against Dragoncraft, I'm gonna keep the Blast Fairy actually. Because if we Konbanwa, Corvo. Lovely to see you. How you doing? Oh, we should have played the Blast Fairy. If only we'd known we'd draw the Phantom Bloom. Well, can hit face next turn. How you doing, my adorable sibling? That's just very annoying. Touching grass, crazy. Great, glad to see you're doing well, Corvo. Okay, so we don't want to draw cards with that just yet. We want to be able to potentially use the fairies for blast fairying this turn. Like against that guy. Yeah, this works out pretty well. We can blast fairy and then fuse 3 of these fairies to turn them into card draw. And then we can Phantom Boom Predator our other blast fairy. And just be very annoying with a precocious Felper Kitten. Going pretty well. Okay, so they're healing up and ramping, which is... So they can't actually, depending on how this shot goes... I'm gonna go... I guess they can force the issue slightly. Not killing the Felper Kitten is interesting. Okay, so I kind of want to just... So I need to make space as the annoying thing. Don't really want to burn the Noxious Elf right now. Don't want to use PSI yet, but I need to get cards out of hand. So we gotta play an Aqua Fairy and a Fairy Fairy and a Flying Mistletoe Squirrel, and then we fucked this up a bit, but it'll play another fairy so at least we're not overdrawing too much. And then I've got to do a really awkward Evo here. Maybe I should have done this in a slightly other way, but at least this means our Tam limbs are active next turn, which is pretty good. So we can get rid of stuff a lot of stuff in our next turn, but this was slightly awkward. You have to remember, Caden, you are speaking to a pair of rabbits. Grass is generally in our diet. Usually. I mean, I think I'm long beyond... Actually, no, because I've been living in the internet for 30 years, and Corvo started as a digital pet, so I don't know if we really count for any of that stuff. But the instincts still remain. This isn't particularly scary borderly, so I probably will... Actually no, I can and they're trading anyway, which is pretty good for us. And they didn't kill the Aqua Fairy and make us overdraw, which is amazing for us. It does mean we don't have enough followers having left play yet for our Tam limbs to activate. For that case, I will just do Blast Fairy you, Evo you to get some more damage in, and also because you still have the damage shield in, they're going to regret not leaving that up. And Once again, not enough too many cards in hand. Only... Okay, well, yeah, playing that gives us enough space, because even if they kill that, we get a, We're only up to 8 rather than 10. It's like they're gonna Gold Dragon us this turn because they're at 8. So this board is, even though this has, I did give her the damage shield, this board's gone anyway. Because they're gonna do a bunch of damage to us through discards. It's there. At least she absorbing the 4 is pretty good because they might not have, if they only have like discard 1 in their hand, they might be able to do it, but if they've got any more than discard 1, then it's obviously going to be a pain in the goddamn ass. It's really gonna be a pain in the ass is if they get a Noir and Blank discard. Actually no, because they're not gonna hit 10 play points, so they shouldn't be. Yeah, they can't. I don't think they can. Now they're using our board against us to heal. That's annoying. I don't have a particularly scary board though. Okay, that Blast Fairy is pretty good. Like, is it at this point I just start fusing? Because fusing the fairies isn't going to help me in any way. That'll just give them more things. We've really not got a great selection of stuff here. So I really want, I don't want to use up too many Tam limbs, is the thing. I don't want to burn my Evos until I get another. I'm not drawing any other damage has really hurt me though. Okay, so I might as well play a fairy to get Rail in hand. It's an important card to have in hand, and we don't need to play anything more yet. So even if they clear the board, we go up to 8 and we only draw up to 9, so there's no point in playing anything else. We might need that Rain Evo. But I think they're just going to burn us down with Luminor again. Because they're probably going to Noran Blank. Oh, they got 2 fucking Noran Blanks in their hand this turn. So if they can ramp to 10, we're going to have a pain in the fucking ass. They probably are. They've probably got ramp, and we didn't draw our fucking. Yep, there we go. There's 10 play points. I'm just really not a fan of Discard Dragon. Just... This is such a yeah, you're useless. So they can't be destroyed and they don't take damage from effects. So there's so little we can do with what we have in hand. It's really annoying. Like, I can't be bothered. This is lost. Like, I don't know if Discard Dragon's like the best deck. It's just, it's a very... It's one of those decks that I don't find fun to play against often. I'm just going to play Puppets again because that actually wins. It's a deck I don't find fun to play against often because it's a very binary deck. Either they... No, okay, let's retry that. It's either they steamroll you or you steamroll them because they brick their hand. or you countered whatever they were using to kill you. It is a very, like, oh, this is either an easy win or a quick loss. It's not even a quick loss really, because they have to get up to like 10 blade points. So don't want to keep Absolute Chastity with a Metatron in hand. I don't want to keep Jetpack Gunner in hand. We get Wield of the Cosmos in our opening hand again. Should have kept the Absolute Mod Chastity. Would have been really good here. But oh well. I'm actually not going to trade just yet because I want the puppet in hand to activate this Blossoming Flower Doll. So even if they manage to get a hit in, whatever. Yeah, they get the hit in. That's fine. That's whatever. Like they're building a board, but so are we. But obviously they're going to try and they're going to try and chip us down. So we do want to trade rather than be particularly aggressive. Bad Abkathor is a pain in the ass, but nothing we can't deal with because we can just Craftsman Pride for. Oh, Mercer's floating, perfect. We don't really want to leave. Especially since we got Absolute Chastity in here. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I should have used one of these puppets to trade. That was a mistake. Oh well. Like there was. Again, that's fine. Which one are they buffing that? That's fine. It's ideal even. Okay, that's pretty good. Draw. Let's play our Metatron. Evo. Play Bellringer Angel. Trade off that. So whichever one made Great Shield was going to be the same result, really. General Maximus. He's a general, and he's Maximusing. Can Absolute Chastity banish amulets? I don't think he can, but we probably. No, it's enemy followers. But at least because they were forced to do that, they can't actually punch through our wards so far, which is. Because of course, he's not evolved, he only hits once, so. In that case, I think I want to Jetpack Gunner this time because I'm not going to get a better turn to do it anyway. So yeah, we use that to punch that. Evolve him to punch. Like, it might have been better to evolve Guiding Bellring Angel, but I think pushing some more damage here is probably better. We are using up our Jetpack Gunner. But we're leaving the General Maximus on board, but he doesn't actually do a whole lot, so I'm not too worried about that. Because he's done his fanfare. He's the least threatening thing to leave alive on the board. And arguably just makes their life a bit awkward because he takes off a board slot. But the question is that going to get us killed? I'd imagine not. I don't think Wielder of the, unless they punch us for a whole load of damage, which they aren't doing this turn. I don't think Wielder of the Cosmos is going to help us because it doesn't really do much against a combo deck, so probably just going to play him alongside this Absolute Chastity in order to... Especially when they're reducing effect damage, it's not really doing much against us, but we do have a bunch of these cards we need to get out of our hand. We'll just turn these Craftsman Prides into puppets and trade off as much of their board as we can, really. Okay. Ah, fuck that up, didn't I? Oh well, it doesn't matter. As long as I can, The important thing isn't so much, having the puppets destroyed, because the chastity is 0, so I'm gonna... So making use of this banish isn't really that important. I'm mainly using the card draw from it. But let's see what Wielder of the Cosmos does on its 1 player point. Does he... He gains Bane. That'll be totally useful to us, but that also gets us another puppet, which is pretty good. Okay, so that's a pretty good spread of cards. Our Lashenas are active, which is pretty good, but again, healing's not going to matter so much. But we can get Orcus going. So they're going to clear with Opulent Strategist then, I'm guessing. Unless they're going to recover Evo points is the other option. Recovering Evo points for Taketsumi. What did they get from Opulent Strategist then? We merchants, interesting. They're healing, which is a pain in the ass. Yes, they're just buffing the board really, but they still don't have any great trading options. Because I still have this Wielder of the Cosmos who has Bane. Ooh, that's pretty good. So the question is, the thing is I need, okay, so I need 2 puppets is the thing. But I also need space for those 2 puppets. So this effectively costs me 1. Well, I just won't get. I'll just. This is fine. I just won't get the Evo on Orcus and Lloyd. I'll have Lloyd himself, which is the important thing that I want. That will recover 5 play points. So yeah, I can't Orcus and puppets assemble is the problem. So if I fuse a puppet, then play Orcus, so I don't get the Evos. So I need to kill that though, and I want to. So I might as well kill Taketsumi. There's no point leaving him alive because they're not going to board lock. It's going to be hard to board lock them anyway. And we can't leave the Opulent Strategist alive because that's just going to be a pain in the ass. So I might as well do this, obtain wards, but I think they're going to kill me with Just forge weaponry into Angel's Grace. Yep. Shit. I should have done something that healed. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I should have done something. I should have done what could I have done that would have healed me though, apart from Lishena, I guess? But things would have. I don't know if I'd be able to get like actually get a new prayer out. Is the thing. In such an awkward spot. And Portal just doesn't have the maybe I should have tried getting some. Is there anything that could have healed me up otherwise? I don't know. Like if okay, I'm gonna keep this whole hand. If I had, I don't know, if I'd gotten a heal off the one mana wielder of the cosmos, that would have obviously been a lot better. But alas. Blazing Dragon unit here to be slightly annoying. So how do I want to deal with this? Do I want to... I'm Merciless Voiding, because it means I can... It's just because it draws me cards. It's an annoying Noir and Blank. Ooh, that's a good pickup because that makes this much more efficient. Actually, that's really like I kind of wish I could save this for Orcus, but no. It's better to fetch some more damage here whilst we can. Even if they're probably gonna heal it up. Yep, there's Ceylon. It's okay, we've got Lishena at the very least. Okay, there's our other puppets. And we got the we've won the Conclave unless they've got another damage to deal with the Sweeper Doll. They do not. Excellent. So we can do this thing. So against Dragon. It's a good question. Do I want to try and burn? Like they do have a decent chunk of healing. So sustaining myself through their... No, because they've got Infinite Flame Dragon. I'm not going to be able to outlive them through sustain unless they burn their Infinite Flame Dragon for whatever reason. It's just not going to happen. Because that gives that Bane. And I kind of need to make the hands. Do also lack a puppet. I'm going to do this anyway, even if it's a bit inefficient, just because I'm really trying to make the hand space. Also possibly maximize both RNG going badly in their favor and getting this new destruction out as soon as possible. We do have two Olivia and Sylvias, which is a bit overkill. But if we can get lucky enough that this guiding Bellring Angel is probably not going to survive. Well, hopefully this Sweeper Doll survives. And we can evoke it to get the last puppet we need for Orcus. We want to spend our Evo points fairly aggressively. Okay, so they're leaving that alive, which is pretty good. So in that case, I obviously want to Evo Guiding Bellringer Angel. This does mean we don't have the space for So I'm going to just fuse that puppet with Orcus anyway, because we need to make the space in our hand. And then, yeah, new destruction just to press them down. What we can do next turn is a 7 is Sweeper Doll into Orcus into the puppet that Sweeper Doll generates into Evo. So Noran Blank, one Noran Blank is fine because Orcus herself can just bump that off. I think, unless they heal for a ridiculous amount, we should be fine. Because it's possible they just don't get the, Okay, Uranus is annoying. But that's not a ward. And they get hit, so that's also not a lot of healing. So yeah, they get hit down to 7, so Sweeper Doll Orcus kills. Or Young Threadmaster Orcus kills, but I'm gonna do Sweeper Doll Orcus because it's... Actually, I'm gonna go with... We never an allied... Because that puts 2 puppet into our hands, actually, so yeah. Yeah, this is lethal. It's 2 puppets into our hand. We don't even need the evil point because we just deal 1 whole damage. Victory! That's an just need to win 1 more match. Might as well keep going with the deck I know works. That I like playing. I just love that. Okay, so probably gonna get our faces blown off by Dirt Rune again. But we've got Lashena early on. Lashena going first though, that's a bit slow. Okay, this is pretty good. Craftsman's Pride into Blossoming Flower Doll is pretty good against well, against anything really. We got Orcus in hand, so we want to have double puppets. Maybe I could have gone... I know we're at least getting 3, but I kind of want to be, Ooh, it's Spell Boost. Interesting. Okay, well, we might as well fuse a puppet, because we want to, especially against Spell Boost, we want to be a bit aggressive, so... Maybe I should have gotten... damn it. If I knew it was Spell Boost, I would have, absolutely gone for, the, gone for Forge Weaponry, because that would make it an incredibly aggressive early board. But... Alright, I'm gonna be a bit weird here though. Oh, there's another Craftsman's Pride. That's actually perfect. Pick an Enhanced Puppet and a Forge Weaponry. We'll fuse one of these regular puppets to an Orcus. Get her up. And then I will use a Forge Weaponry on you. And just be very aggressive. Because we don't need the second forward weaponry active. Yeah, against spell boost runecraft, we just want to be very aggressive because they don't have a lot of they got some healing. They got counter magic, which is annoying. And enchanting spell, which is also annoying. But otherwise, we want to get new destruction out. Maybe the melody would have been pretty good as well. So let's see what we actually. This gives us a board of puppets, and we kind of need to make space in our hands. So I'm going to do the slightly awkward thing of. I'm actually going to fuse one of these enhanced puppets because we might need it for. So even though this is kind of being awkward, so we still need to make a bit of space in hand. So we'll fuse an enhanced puppet and a normal puppet. This is a bit awkward, but it means we don't overdraw, which is the important thing. Because I want to be able to. That was unlucky. So I want to be able to bump off their counter magic shield with this normal puppet. So this turn I want to be able to play one of these Orcuses and bump it with a puppet so that it so the storm damage deals off. They didn't get the playpoint recovery of that, but they're probably going to Evo to banish something. But then they're not really doing much anything. Even if they banish one of the flower dolls, that's whatever. Yeah. That's pretty whatever. And we've now got a flower doll on field to bump off there. So, given what we have in hand first we do that because it's 1 damage. Then, yeah, we don't want to fuse this Orcus, but we want to play. And then we play an Orcus and use an normal puppet to this Orcus together and kill. All that thinking is like, yep, nope, this kills. You get the kill with Lashana. So definitely, they were playing spell boost, but they just didn't have. I guess they did not having a great time. But because they left, that flower doll alive, that's what let me get the lethal off. Because otherwise, I'd have to I'd be using the puppet to knock off their counter magic shield, which obviously would have meant I wouldn't been able to evolve the puppet for extra damage, which would mean they would be still alive, but they didn't, so we could knock off the shield efficiently. Yeah, but that's all our missions done, which is nice. Going all right, but I'm getting bored. What do I want to do now? I really just want to have a short stream, or do I want to do some... So what do I have? Can I do... No, because I don't like doing open 6 random. Okay, let's just do a fucking usual private matches. I'll do take 2, but I'll do normal take 2 this time. Little variety. Let's do some private take 2 matches. Against any viewer that wishes to join. Sorry, someone's pinged me on Discord and I kind of want to respond. But yeah, so yeah, there's just not... You can try your luck, Kaden. You can see. But remember, you're making your own deck this time. But, yeah, there's just nothing spicy in this meta. It's all just kind of decks that are very simple, or, like, they're spicy decks, but they're bad spicy decks. They're just really... Because I just don't feel very invested playing against Discard Dragon. I don't want to play Discard Dragon because it doesn't look like a particularly interesting deck to me. I like playing cool, weird stuff. I guess Puppets isn't that weird. It's pretty mainstream, but it's like one of the weirdest ones in the current meta. I'll have to place to try and see if I can maybe do like Combo Forest or something. I'll have to make a bunch of cards for that. Okay. There he is, the ex-Kaden himself. Make sure you're not watching the stream because I'm about to start making my deck. Ooh, Riamu Gaming. Riamu's so good. Haydencraft's so good in Take 2. Okay. Well, I definitely think Olivia and Cilia are really good in Take 2, as is Ascended Prison Priestess. Whilst Wingy and Balanced Blessing are very much niche cards. Heal's pretty good as just this, but then Banish Scripture's really, really good. So I'm gonna go with that. Okay, probably the Hierophants at the very least, Cycles at the very worst. And Hard Plume Warrior is also just a really useful little card. Very good value. Probably Sacred Gavel and Holy Armored Tutor. Skewering Snare is pretty good, but then at least one Burst Tackle and then just Blessing are both really good, so I think I'm gonna go with those. Let's see, ooh, options. Wing Gatekeeper is a bit, yeah, those are a bit more niche, while Sacred Ice Crusher is a really good, card when you get to turn 8, and also, Tyrant of Despair is also really good, because it gives you a damage shield, which can be quite powerful. Let's see, Magus Jester's probably pretty good. Ladrius is alright. White Eagle Baptism is also pretty good, as is Beast. I'm gonna go with this. We need to get a few amulets in here. Bellerophon's alright, even if we don't have the synergy for it, but we do have a decent amount of healing. Whilst Winging is yeah, I think this one's the less... The God with the Virtuous is pretty good at card draw, though. Winging at least gives ward to things, but doesn't actually hits a decent amount of the deck. God of the Virtuous is a decent amount of card draw. I'm going with Bellerophon. That means we can... Reverend of Punishment is a really good removal, as a Sacred Gavel, and we've got Bellerophon. Emerald Maiden is also really good, but I'm going to go with the removal for now. Second Advent of the Omens. We, in fact... What are we doing for duplicates? We've got 2 Ascended Prison Priestesses. Stay in Paradise is currently used. I'm not going to risk going with that. I'm going to go with the slightly more stable option. And yeah, I think Magus Jester and Holy Armored Tutor is pretty good. what are we looking at for wards? Hardbloom Warrior is 2, Olivia, and the Mace Jester is also 1. So not going to get that extra card draw, but Sapphire Priestess might be pretty good actually, even if it's just cycles. So I think Hardbloom Warrior makes that pick worth it. Okay, so here we definitely want Emerald Maiden and Sacred Gavel, no questions about that. Ooh, choices. Do we want the Mace Chef or Spiritual Blow? Xeno Paradoxical Shield is pretty damn good as well. Question is, do we have enough amulets for a Mace Chef to be good? Yeah, I don't think so. I think I'd rather go. Hardbloom Warrior is just so much good. Okay, now we've got a bit of an awkward selection. Unicorn Warrior, I think, at least does pretty well on its own, as does All Feeling Divine, even if you don't have. Because it still does damage, it still cycles through cards, and you can still evo it to banish, and Unicorn Warrior is also really good, because you still get the, yeah. Let's... Sad you can't change the sleeves in Take 2. Let's get ready to rumble! What did Caden go with? Caden also got Havencraft. I am #1 idol in all the world, Ryamu Yumemi. Whilst Caden is merely, I'm gonna keep this whole hand. I probably actually wouldn't play this Hardbloom Warrior on 3, we'll see how it goes. Okay, yeah, this works, because we can play Beastly Foul, and then Sapphire Priestess into Hierophant's implements. And that gives us a very spicy board on turn 3. We don't get any particularly spicy legendaries outside of Bellerophon though, so we're mostly working on our just really good value cards to carry us. Okay, Caden's got a skull. If Caden picked up a Skull Fane, that's really scary. I guess we've got a pretty scary board already. Yeah, he's getting the amulet knocked down. That makes a lot of sense. Ooh, that's really spicy though. I realize I'm not using his thing that well. But at the very least, that gets us a bit more amulet cycling as well. Neither of these are worth using the Spiritual Blow on, although the Barongs don't have, yeah, kind of awkward. But hopefully the Hardbloom Warrior can still punch through a Barong at the very least, so... But yeah, the unable to be targeted stuff actually is not great with our current board, but we shall see how this ends up. It's gonna be really awkward if we don't draw the, Olivia and Sylvia. Those are going to be... Angel of Boons. pretty legit. Very depending on who they choose to trade with, this depends how awkward this becomes. Realistically, they trade out oh no, they're trading, they consider that more of a threat. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Ooh, Hello Dogma. It's a pretty good pickup here. Oh, this that gets me Hello Dogma. I'm gonna draw the cards. Not great. I'm actually going to... Okay, so this is a kind of awkward turn for me, but I don't want to give him another barong because these barongs are being a pain in my ass. So, awkward turn, but we're coping, we're managing. I would quite like... you can avoid spending an Evo point next time, that would be great, because I would rather like to save Evo points for these Harpoon Warriors. Okay, that's fine. So... is it worth using up an Evo point here is the question. I don't think so. Might as well do the turns that use the least Evo points. You got the advantage at least for now, but when that Taurus is going to pop out, that's going to be a pain in the ass. Taurus the Great. Yeah, he deals damage on follower striking. It's just a storm. Really spicy. And we used our fucking spiritual blow on a Barong, which is probably still the better choice. Ooh, he's got Unicorn Warrior as well. Let's gotta heal him up and. Not using the unicorn there seemed like an odd choice, but okay. At least we can sacred gavel that. Yeah, I just want to. I'll just play out one of these Harpoon Warriors as a. I won't Evo it. I'm just going to play it as a cycle. Given our current Evo point situation, being aggressive with that isn't going to help us out a lot. Getting that Taurus out is going to be a pain in the ass though. I need to stop rubbing my eye, it's really bad idea. Nope. They have something to give Ward. It's not gonna give them Storm. They've got something compatible in the deck. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. So as I said, when I've only got one Evo point and I haven't seen my Evo point recovery, I do want to be I am being a bit cautious with it. We've got a Holy Falcon out, there's 2-1 Storm. Not great. Look, they're doing the Angel of Boons thing. No, they're not. Aha, you're going to regret that, my friend. Okay, so you bonk you. You and you go face because you have Ward. I'm not. Probably should have actually bonked the Angel of Boons, but oh well. We got Taurus out now, which is a bit of a pain, but he is within gavel range, so. Needs to get some. He's got another unicorn warrior. Shit. I was going to do. At least doesn't give storm, but that is. And wide board. And a lot of damage to my face. Trading, interesting. I would have tried to push some face damage there. But... Oh, he's got the other unicorn, of course, is saving! Ugh. Ow! This has gone real bad, real fast. At least the gav will kill something. Okay, so we can remove things. So let's see what. Sure is an awkward situation though. So I'm gonna start with first tackling the thing that has the most HP to get rid of that. Oop, Ascendant Pieces actually pulls 2. Oh, we've got nothing left in the deck. That is an problem. Okay, well I guess we have to use this Evo point. Our only consolation being that, yeah, I could have done that a bit better. The only consolation is that Caden is also a bit low on resources, but we ran out of countdown amulets that cost 2 play points or less to put into our hand. I thought we had some more, but I guess we do not. We've got a few, at least we've got cards in hand that draw things. That is going to hurt. That's fine. So just gonna hope we draw the Evo point recovery because a lot of the rest of our deck doesn't work without Evo points, and that's our current big issue, is we do not have. That is not what I wanted. So we can at least bonk that down. So yeah, at this point I'm just going to Hallowed Dogma to get a card out of that, because I want to. Not particularly useful either. Alright, way too late and also running on the wrong turn. Oh dear. That is a... good. Okay, we got our Olivia and Sylvia Wardens. That's our game changer right there. So we have to trade, go for that option. Then. Okay. Oh. That's the turnaround. That's the top tick we needed. This prayer run is going to be. But no, yeah, prayer run's pretty good in Take 2. It's because it's just it's a pretty decent board and account. Ah! The Acolyte's light. At least I don't have anything else. Ah, that's really good. That's another spicy blood. But do we want to? So unless they don't have anything to do, we might as well play. Okay. This might be overextending if Hayden pulls out a board clear. But if not, we win the game. We gotta go for it. We gotta go for those. Gotta go for those when we can. Not the fucking Acolyte's light. That's just rude. And reverent punishment. Now you're just being rude, Kaden. Just destroying all of my fucking win cons. Oh, that's good. Card draw. Though that might actually. Fucking finally. Bit late to that Bellerophon. You would have been really useful. Previously, the question is, do I want to play Hard Plume Warrior? Yes, I do. I'm going. If I'm not winning in the next couple of turns, I'm not winning at all. So. Surely Kaden is running out of fucking healing soon. Okay, that is not healing. That is, well, I guess it is healing. A little bit of healing. We also got the lower of the two. So what is this card? What is this card you have, Kaden? We are on a bit of mischief. It does pull something out and is another follower for you to heal, but Maus on Maus violence. Okay. I'm just playing everything in our hopes to kill as fast as possible. Okay. Just need to avoid drawing any cards. We've got 2 more turns to kill. Hayden pulls something out of us. Then that's fine, I guess. I don't think we've got any threats left in the deck. I think the rest of our deck is really, Ah, piss, not another one of those! How dare! But they can't even kill Bellerophon. Naryle does... Interesting. Okay. So I cannot play All Feeling Divine because that kills me. Oh, that's on Last Words. Piss. Listen, we're not gonna win holding back. This has gone real south real fast. What's the last card in our deck? Why did All Feeling Divine have to be on the bottom of our goddamn deck? Interesting, I guess they're trading that anyway, so...
思ったのか
Please, just pull some kind of storm out of my deck, please. Come on, what's the last card of my deck? Fucking useless. Ah! I'm going out on my own terms. Ah! GG kid, GG. Just had no fucking pressure. I had no way to actually close out the game in my entire fucking deck. Yeah, that just ended up going on, so I just had no way to close it out, Caden. I had like, just like, oh, this doesn't... I had less threats than you had removal at the end there, and you also just had really good, that Prayer Urn is a really good card intake too, just keeps you alive whilst also being a decent board in a can. Yeah, I just did not get any forms of threats, and like my All Feeling Divine was one of the last cards I drew, so I couldn't even play it. Even though it would have been a really good card to have when I still had Evo points. Well, you know, had cards in my deck. Yeah, I just didn't. If I had... I was like, surely he has to run out of ways to deal with my stuff at some point. But you just managed to hang on. You just had just enough, and I had just too little. Well, GG's. I am actually like, it's a Sunday. I've been doing streams in 3 days, so I think I'm going to say that's enough for now. I'm going to end of the stream. I'm tired. I've been doing 3 streams in a row. Very exhausted, and I want to get a good night's sleep once. But I did my usual gamut of Shadowverse content. I had a good chat with everyone. Got to see all my wonderful friends and viewers. Yeah, let's go back to the chatting screen whilst I look for someone to raid, and also just gonna wind down chat whilst I browse through Twitch. So, yeah, just one of those really, really painful matches that just drags on, and I'm like, please, can I have some lethal? Sleep is important, Caden. You need to sleep properly, and if you sleep properly, it'll make you super happy. I know this. Made me a lot happier. Let's see. Lots of people. Whom shall I raid today? Actually, not that many. I thought there'd be more. Some people I don't know. I'm always a bad person to decide who to raid. Let me just have a look-see on what some people are doing. Excuse me whilst I nosy my way into some streams, see what people are doing. No, no, no. Who else? Who else? Who else? Not actually that many choices. Fuck it, let's go say hi to Medea again. Good old friend Medea Flowen. It's playing some Doom 64 again, but fancier. So yeah, let's. I just go for a reliable friend because I'm being indecisive, my little. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming to the stream. And is it? I'll have a schedule up sometime tomorrow, hopefully. And hopefully some shiny things happening. I'm gonna probably try and because I'm going to probably go and make some hot chocolate because I got some hot chocolate and marshmallows and that'll be a really good thing to have for sleep. Just thank you everyone for coming along. And let's go say hi and we'll say hi to Medea, my good friend. Bye.